always thought that this would have a, hazard wrecking your lungs. Apparently it doesn't. They don't need to be plugged out much air into it. And the glass is reasonably soft, very soft putty. I don't think wreck their lungs, but it doesn't have it.
He's actually 9 years old before he's 8.
Hey honey, we're at the grass house. 5:45. Alrighty. And by the way, I decided see how they did. Okay, I'll see.
You do it now. Here we go.
Well, this is going to be a good photograph.
Good photograph?
If he's successful making a bubble, it's not always that easy. Temperature and the amount of glass that he has.
Oh my gosh. That is a glass bubble.
Start taking pictures.
Take it. Can it pop? Yeah, I think it'll popcorn.
Hold right there.
He's making a big glass bowl.
That's wonderful.
If we were to say that glass is paper thin, you think we'd be right?
Yeah, I'm going to take a picture right there.
Well, that pie.
I'm going to get your face too, if you don't mind. There you go. Ready? Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot.
That must have been my flash.
That's the highlight of the trip. Enjoy that,
No, he like blew it again.
Y'all don't try this at home.
I think we don't even have the supplies at home.
You might be surprised.
You probably just need like a
You got sand at home?
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah,
You do have sand? Do you have wood?
yeah,
You got some matches?
yeah.
Get busy. That's
But
all. They
you
didn't.
need potash and soda ash
Well,
and lime.
we'll get some. That's easy. That stuff easy to come by.
We can make a profit.
But after the Revolutionary War, there were people, soldiers from Massachusetts that came down here, people from North Carolina, Virginia that went up to Pennsylvania, went up to Philadelphia, went up to Boston. People moved around. So there was some major changes that went on, okay? So first you had to make a choice, then you had some real challenges, and then there were changes that went on forever. Okay, enough of me talking. And the old rooster and the tom turkey over there, they're kind of preening and looking how important they are. Come on into the farmhouse.
You have security guard in the background just in case. Split him out.
Over. Most of the time, as soon as it got daylight, you're up and you're out and you're working, and then as soon as it got dark, you went to sleep again. Probably would have been made kind of like
Because it went
on a spinning wheel, spin it into thread. Still doesn't make it. You got to put it on a loom now. Some linen cloth. So the next time you go to the store and just say, hey, I want that t-shirt. Very, very hard work. You can't, it's tiny little seeds. You can't throw them on the ground and they sprout. You got to set them out. Like maybe some of you folks bought tomato plants in the spring or flower plants that came from the nursery. They're like this big. That's what you have to do with tobacco, and you have to set it out, and man, you have to do all sorts of stuff. I would like to have you join the Continental Army. How many would like to be in the cavalry? You want to be in the cavalry and ride horses? Yeah, yeah. Okay, lots. Do you have a horse? If you don't have, if you don't have a horse, you can't be in the cavalry. Utility kind of nice, huh? Yeah. You got a big cannon. Do you know trigonometry and geometry? Have you had that yet? No. Sorry, you can't be that. So you're gonna have to be in the Indian. Most of you are gonna be in the Indian. Okay.
Hello.
How are you this morning?
We're good, and you?
Doing well, thanks. Are you with the group over here?
I am.
Okay. Just making sure so I don't start ratting off the same stuff that the guide is talking about.
Horses to buy the uniforms. So being a colonel didn't necessarily mean you were a really, really brilliant military guy. It meant that you had enough money to be able to do it. Now, I want you to think a little bit. George Washington, did he have a tent like this? Or a bigger one?
Yeah, the White House.
Where would the generals have stayed? What do you think? You lived in the encampment.
Okay, well, my name's Kurt. For the next few moments, we're going to talk about this right here. Does anybody know what this configuration or what this might be used for? Yes, sir. You're very close. It kind of looks like an oven. Anybody else have an idea? What if I told you the fire was in here, but the heat rose up through this chimney? So instead of an oven, it would work more like a stove. You're absolutely right. This is where the men would prepare their meal, and as I just explained, the fire would be inside this tunnel here, and the heat would rise up underneath the pot, and that's how they would prepare their meals. Now, what do you see there in front of you? Let's see. What do you got? Yeah, we got some dried beef there. Boiled, and most of their meals or most of their lunches and dinners are going to be boiled because you're dealing with salted meats, dried beans and peas, and hard bread. Pass those around. It is hard bread, but if you could do me a favor and try your best not to try and break it to see how hard it is, I'd appreciate that. Now, if your meal is boiled, how do you suppose you're going to eat that hard bread? You would if you didn't try and do something to it. What would you have to do to that before you could eat that hard bread, Papa? Man, not eat it. It's already cooked. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, you can soak it in your boiled meal, or you could put it in your bowl and then just put your boiled dinner on top of it.
Half ration, so they thought them very, very important people. Okay? And we had camp followers, if you will, women that went with the Army all through the Revolutionary War and even in the Civil War. They were there. Okay? And they served a very, very useful